Hey, Karl here, founder of 27 Days to a Rocket Body program and creator of the Get Sexy webinar series. And I'm so glad you're able to join me today for a quick conversation and a little bit of training on how to create your beach body. Now, throughout the month of June, we've been laying the foundation on how to go about creating a beach body for yourself. And really, what does beach body mean? It just means when you go to the beach, or even in the summertime, you go on the beach, you go to the beach, you go on the boat, you go outside. A lot of times we're wearing less clothes, right? And so I want you to be able to feel confident when you put yourself in that position that you can be comfortable in your own skin. And when we're not comfortable in our own skin, it's really not a fun experience. I've dealt with that for years of not wanting to go to the beach and take my shirt off because I didn't feel confident in what was there. And it's our own psychological issues we got to deal with. But what would happen if you were able to be 100% confident in how you felt and how you looked? So that didn't even cross your mind. It will relieve a ton of self-judgment and pressure. So really in June, we've been talking about that. Now, we've started with 3 things you need to stop doing to really build your beach body. And then we moved into the mindset of what do you need to understand about yourself and lay the mental foundation to be able to build upon that and how that's instrumental. And now this week, we're really moving into the nutrition aspect of things. And really that's what I focus on in general is nutrition habits, eating healthy, things you can do to make it easier to fuel your body with what it needs to be fueled with to produce the results you want. Because honestly, our bodies are made to be a certain way. Our bodies are made to operate a certain way. And when you give it what it wants in the right amounts at the right times, everything happens. But what we typically do is give it the wrong stuff in the wrong amounts, typically too much or too little, at the wrong times, and then our energy is kind of a train wreck, and then we don't feel very good every day, we're tired, we're sluggish, we're overweight, and then a whole bunch of other things follow from that. But really, nutrition is the next most important piece of the puzzle, so let's go ahead and talk about it really quick. If you guys haven't seen yet, I wanted to not only talk about like the philosophy of nutrition, but really give you some what do you do? Like what are some? I want to give you guys some examples. So I made a post, an article on my website, karlglarson.com. Go check it out. It's up there, and has my top favorite healthy dinner options, and basically describes what do you need to make them and how do you make them and what are they going to do for you. Now it's not super technical, like exact measurements and everything. Because honestly, when I make the meals, I just kind of I'm a little more relaxed with that. I just know that putting this much food and this type of food in this quantity in these ratios makes a macro balanced healthy dinner that supports a lean body mass. So anyways, go check that post out if you haven't. But really, we want to talk about implementing nutrition and how do you do that, right? One of the philosophies that people follow, one of the things that people follow is like sweat and salads. If they're trying to lose weight or build their beach body or feel comfortable in their own skin, they try and sweat more and eat less, which I call sweat and salads, if you haven't heard that before. And that are good. Those are good things, right? To work out and to eat healthy stuff, eat less. Those are good things. But typically, most people go way too far. That's what I did in the beginning. I went way too far. I worked out for 2 to 3 hours a day, and I ate almost nothing. And you'll get some results fast in the beginning, but what happens is it puts your body into kind of a slow metabolic state, and you won't make any progress. And what really develops is what we call skinny fat, where your body will kind of cannibalize itself from the inside and eat the healthy weight, the healthy muscle mass, versus burn away and get rid of the bad weight, the body fat and stored fat and things like that. So there's a balance there. So what you really want to focus on when you're eating healthy is if you're going to keep it super simple, and I said this before, but I'm saying it again, is you want to eat 3 meals a day, right? Which we all know, 3 meals a day. If you're pretty sedentary and you're just working in an office or you're just kind of relaxed, maybe you're not physically exerting yourself very heavy every day, you don't need to eat 4, 5, 6, 8 times a day like some people. 3 meals a day, you're set. If you put the right stuff, on your plate, one serving 3 times a day, drink a lot of water throughout the day, you should be set. Now, what do you put on your plate? Okay, here's what I would recommend. About 1/3 of your plate should be some type of lean protein source, which should be like, eggs or chicken or turkey or some type of game like buffalo or elk, or it could be cottage cheese or God, there's seafood from salmon to tilapia to swordfish to there's just a whole bunch of options. So those are all great options. So a third of your plate should be lean protein. The other 2/3 of your plate should be a variety of fruits and veggies and whole grains. And you can make it fun, you can make it exciting, but really your plate should be colorful. And we mean colorful because it should look like a colorful plate, like a rainbow plate, different colors of all types. Because there's different nutrients and vitamins in different vegetables and fruits and everything. So we want a balanced plate. So literally, if you just did that, had 3 meals a day, drank a ton of water throughout the day, and just stuck to that, you'd be set. Now what happens is the consistency over the long term is where the real problem is, where most of us struggle, and I struggled for a long, long time, right? I always sold myself the disbelief, the story that, look, you're not consistent, Karl, it's not going to work for you. And that's not true. Once I broke that story, I was able to redefine a new empowering story, which allowed me to master my consistency, and boom, results came really fast, actually. So for you, I would say with the nutrition aspect, go read those five dinner recipes that I have on the website, and then follow that simple philosophy. Now, if you're active and you work out quite a bit, or you are very active outside, or maybe your job is demanding, maybe you work construction or physically demanding in your job, then you may need more than 3 meals a day. Then I would say start with 1 snack, either mid-morning or mid-afternoon. And if you need 2 snacks mid-morning and mid-afternoon, maybe you need the 2 snacks. And really, really just focus on staying within that same template per se of about a third of your meal should be protein and the rest should be fruits, veggies, and whole grains, right? When I say whole grains, guys, that's not white grains. That's not white bread. It's not white rice. Anything white you want to stay away from for the most part. Cauliflower is okay, and a few other things, but like white bread, white rice, spaghetti in general, a lot of those type of noodles, all that stuff is just going to wreak havoc on your insulin and how your body processes the food and your fat storage, and so stay away from that stuff. Whole grains means like sweet potatoes, 100% whole grain bread, what else? If you do some type of noodle, there are better options than like spaghetti. You could get like edamame noodles, or other noodles like that where the balance is better from a carb protein standpoint. Anyways, I'm kind of getting the details here, and that's great, but I don't want to overwhelm or make this video too boring. So really, whole grains. And if you need help, put a comment into this video and we can kind of start a little dialogue that everyone can benefit from and everyone can see it. But that's the philosophy of 3 meals a day, healthy fruits and veggies, whole grains, and about a third of your plate or your meal should be lean protein sources. Do that with a ton of water, you're going to be set. Now you probably have a bunch of questions that are popping into your head like, what about this, what about this, what about this, what about this? And we'll get to all that stuff. And again, the best thing you can probably do is comment for yourself and for the rest of the community is comment below the video so we can get a dialogue going and everyone can benefit from that information. And there's going to be a million different like, what about this, what about this, what about this? But if you just go back to the basics of what I just talked about, that'll take you most of the way. It doesn't have to be some super complex calorie counting, macronutrient balancing equation. It doesn't have to be that. It can be that. If you're like me and you're kind of like dork and you love numbers and all that stuff, then you probably like that stuff and that's great. We can work with that too. But if you're more simplistic and you just want to eat and not have to worry about all that extra stuff, just stick to this template and you should be set. So imagine that if I was standing next to you and you had your plate sitting there for your meal, whether that's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, would I say, yep, you're good to go? Or would I say, nah? Or would I say, right? Like, what would be the grade that you would give your plate? And think about that every time you put that in your body, because listen, your body's the only place that you have to live. So if you don't take care of it, it's going to be a rough journey through life. You're not going to feel very good. You're going to feel tired. You're going to develop diseases. You're going to develop, just a whole bunch of other things that we don't even need to talk about. Just eat healthy, drink a ton of water, and look, you're going to feel way better, and it's going to benefit you and your family and your friends and everyone that comes into contact with you. So anyways, that's this week's training on nutrition. Go check out those 5 recipes and utilize them. You can modify them if you want. And really start thinking about what do you do on a daily basis when you feed yourself and how proper is your nutrition and balanced is your nutrition. And if you have questions, go ahead, comment below the video, or you can always send us an email at support@karl2larson.com. But anyways, guys, we're just building the foundation for you to get your mind rolling through the month of June of really what it takes to build the ideal body that you want. And you don't have to be a supermodel and you don't have to be a bodybuilder or craziness like that. Maybe you just want to lose 15 pounds and feel a little, feel better in your clothes. Or maybe you want to fit back in the jeans that you had when you wore, or that you used to wear in high school, right? Whatever the situation is for you, you can do it. It just takes discipline, it takes some work, and really some support. And you can use our group, our Facebook page, our website as support, or even create little local groups for yourself to get that support also. So anyways, guys, we're building you up. Take this information, apply it, and you'll start to see some results and feel better. That's my wish for you. I hope this helps. I want to hear your feedback, so let me know what you think of the video so far. Let me know if there's something specific you want to learn about, and I'll make something on that. And with that, I want to say thanks for your time. Have an amazing day and an amazing week this week, and we will talk to you soon.